What's going on, people? Welcome to United View, and welcome to back to Manchester United, man. Welcome to the end of the World Cup. I've had a blast out here, man, and I just wanted to kind of take time to just touch in with you guys and have a chat about some of our players, how we're looking going into this part of the season, the business end of the season, after an amazing World Cup, man. I've got to start by saying though, I'm here at Ray's Jerk Shack, here in Qatar, here in Doha, for some proper Jamaican food. Listen, if you're out here, make sure you come and check out this place. And if you're gonna visit here, which I definitely suggest you do, make sure you check out Ray's Jerk Shack, man. Honestly, the food is authentic, it's proper, it is real, it is the real deal. And it just shows as well, with this part of the world, especially here in Qatar, all of the misconceptions, you know, people been living out here. Ray's been out here for about over 10 years. He's from South London, you know what I mean? And he's started a life out here. It's amazing. So much multicultural people out here, so many vastly different types of cultures out here as well, man. So that's one of the big pluses about this World Cup. And wow, what a final it was yesterday as well. We had Varane, we had Martinez in the final. Varane didn't quite make it, went down injured at the end, or that was just fatigue actually, to be honest. But we couldn't have both of them win, obviously. That was never going to happen for obvious reasons. But you know, we've got two World Cup winners in our squad now, and you know what, the embrace between them was really strong. I thought that was really powerful, with Varane giving Licha a hug and vice versa and stuff like that. And we've had two players who went deep into the tournament, man. And you know what, it's now down to the business end of the season. But just before I talk about us, I just wanted to kind of just round off this World Cup, because the experience has been unreal, you know. Look at the Manchester United players that have featured as well. I think Bruno had a decent World Cup. Dalot was showing good signs as well. Rashford had a few moments for England, I would say. Maguire, we're going to need him when he comes back. He done really well. I think Luke Shaw did okay as well. So, you know, Ronaldo's not our player anymore, so that was easy. And I think we've done all right. I don't think Malacia played actually. But overall, you know, Christian Eriksen, obviously he would be disappointed with Denmark going out early in the group stages. But all in all, I think it's an unbelievable World Cup. I know it's easy to say it's the best World Cup ever, but you're going to struggle to find as much drama, as much ecstasy, as much you know, excitement with this. And the way that it was topped off yesterday was just unbelievable for the greatest player of this generation. Surely, if you want to say he's the GOAT of all time, fair enough. But wow, what a fitting way to cap off Lionel Messi's reign supreme. You know, it was absolutely brilliant. And I have to say, Qatar should be really proud of themselves. Doha should be really proud of themselves. You know, it was a really good tournament, amazingly well run. The amount of people I've come across, the amount of fans I've come across, the amount of Man United fans I've come across, the amount of people that have come up to me from this part of the world. Flex, we watch United View, we watch you, watch KG, watch Owen, watch all the guys. Has been fantastic. So if you are watching from this part of the world, thank you guys, because we didn't realise how big, you know, it's not until you come to these places you realise just how big Manchester United is in this part of the world. And secondary to that, United View and what we do. And also, Owen doesn't like it, but I want to give a big, massive shout out to everyone who's been holding down the fort while I've been out here covering the World Cup and chipping in here and there as well. But Owen has done such a fantastic job. I'm sure all you guys will join me in bigging him up in the comments and giving him his flowers. He's literally been holding it down with Marcel and Mina. Those two guys have been absolutely incredible as well. Mina doing big things with the Athletic whilst also contributing here in United View, and Marcel going from strength to strength as well. All the guys on the watch-alongs that we've had for some of the World Cup games, which Owen's covered as well, but also the ones in the studio, unbelievable as well. So everyone who's been on the watch-alongs too, so on the match view. So big up to all those guys. But on to Manchester United. Look, this is the business end of the season, and you know what? We've got a couple of days until we've got to play, 2 or 3 days I think, until we play Burnley at home in the Carabao Cup, and you're not sure how we're going to look. You know, from my understanding of watching the highlights back of the games that we had against Cadiz and Betis, wasn't great, was it? It wasn't great. Obviously, largely changed teams, but even the players that, you know, are looking to, you know, come into the forefront weren't amazing. But some little flashes there. But you know, it seems like an absolute lifetime ago, that last game against Fulham, where Garnacho won the game for us in the last minute. But it is back to the business end. I think the positive, on a selfish note, is the fact that the quarter-finalists, so all the England team players that we've got, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, They should be coming back into training today, I believe. Dalot, Bruno, players like this. Malacia hasn't played the whole tournament. He should be fresh. Christian Eriksen went out in the group stages. He should be fresh. I think the biggest thing is obviously looking at the likes of Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. They're not going to be available for a little while, you know, especially Martinez is going to be on cloud 9. But there is a season going on. It's not like, you know, the players are going to get loads of time off to go and celebrate with their family. That is the downside about this World Cup. You know, if there was going to be one, that if you do go deep into it, how is it going to affect you mentally with your emotions, for good or for bad, you know? But again, Martinez, if you think about it, he's not going to be burnt out because he wasn't playing every game. He didn't even come on in the final. And Varane, he's kind of used this as like a mini pre-season because he had that big injury at Chelsea even in the lead up to this. And he's played almost every game apart from the first 1.5 games for France as well. So actually he's fighting fit, obviously completely knackered in extra time last night, but that's just a fatigue thing because he played a lot of games in a short space of time and he came through it. So hopefully there's no long-term injury. And hopefully Dalot, actually, I'm still waiting for a bigger report on that. Hopefully there's no, as of now, I don't think we've had an update from Ten Hag at the point of recording this. Because we need him to be fit, you know, that is one thing. I mean, he didn't play all the games, but in the end he ended up edging out Cancelo and was the main starting right back for Portugal and did well. But hopefully he isn't tired, hopefully he doesn't have a bad hamstring injury. That's the last thing we need. And January, man, how are we going to do? I mean, this is important for us because obviously we've lost Cristiano Ronaldo, that's fine. We need another right back. I'm reading that you know, people like West Ham are interested in Wan-Bissaka and maybe Crystal Palace taking him back. But at the end of the day, we need players, but they've got to be the right players, as Erik Ten Hag says. And you know, we're in a good position, I think, to keep challenging for top 4. We're right in and amongst it. Can we have a strong end to the season? You know, a strong second half of the season. So many teams where it's about the momentum. It's not even necessarily that players are going to come back knackered, and because, like I said, a lot of these players have played less than they would if the season was on. You know, if you look at someone like Dalot, I don't think he played the first couple of games for Portugal. Then he started playing. You look at Martinez, he's been in and out. If he was at Man United, he'd be playing every single game, once every 3 days. So some players, you know, look at Rashford, he's had a bit of a rest, you know, apart from, okay, Luke Shaw and Maguire, they played every game, but there's a lot of players. Malacia's had a rest, so there's a lot of players for us. Casemiro, I forgot about him. Wow, and Anthony, Jesus. Anthony's been in and out. You know, Fred's been in and out. So we've got a lot of players here who have actually had a bit of a rest. Although it's mentally draining and it's upsetting if they haven't won with their national teams, that takes a lot out of you mentally. But to come back and kind of be fresh and go straight back into the season, we've got this funny situation where I can't predict how we're going to be. Even that game against Burnley, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit worried. Burnley, I think they've only lost 2 games all season, one being to Watford, can't remember who the other one was against. Vincent Kompany has got them playing attacking football, it's a free hit. And with our team, you saw players not really giving a shout, you know, to be starting games in the friendlies that we've had. Hasn't been great, but I think Burnley will give us a game. So, you know, but to start so soon, you know, other teams, I think Arsenal are out of the competition, so it's all right for them. But we could have done with maybe a little bit extra week before the Premier League starts, just to get people back again. But then again, you can look at it on the flip side and say, back to competitive football, back to going for it and get the guys into the groove. I wonder what sort of team will play against Burnley, because actually, if you think about it, the likes of the Portuguese players that are back, the Brazilian players who should be back, the English players, they're going to need minutes. They're going to need to keep ticking over. You don't want to keep them completely cold for the match on the weekend, which I think is against, I can't remember who it's against. Is it against Bournemouth? Was it against, I think it's Bournemouth on the 27th, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. You've got to bear with me, I've lost completely, in terms of knowing what day it is, what time it is, I'm lost. But yeah, for the next Premier League game. So we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting, but I've loved my time here in Qatar. An amazing World Cup. Thank you guys for continuing to watch United View. And we are back now. I'm on my way back today. I'll be back tomorrow. And then it's all go. It's all go. Manchester United content coming at you thick and fast. We are back to the Premier League, back to the Carabao Cup, back to the FA Cup in the new year. February, that massive mouth-watering tie against Barcelona. We are back. I'm out of here, guys. Smash the like on the video. See you again soon with another video. Peace.